这英文的，防止诈骗的。
对，如果有什么那个诈骗电话，它会自动给你拦截的。
My name is Terry Crossman. I'm originally from the United States. I've lived in Beijing now for almost 27 years.
我们周日用一个搬家公司，一大车就可以放下85%我们的东西的。
I love Beijing. The people here are wonderful.
这个就是秋天种的放的那个荷花。
哦，原来没有。
因为上在荷花市场那边的，那些都是老荷花了，他们没有这些盆子。
I graduated from the University of Pennsylvania, where I majored in Chinese studies. My first job sent me to Hong Kong and Singapore. For about 22 years, I was in the executive search business. Now I'm retired. I've been living in what I think is one of the traditional and oldest areas of Beijing, a place called Xicheng.
I lived right here where the flag is, the very tip there, for 6 years. And now I have moved to Xicheng. It's right about here. 差不多1公里，也不到1公里。
I am also a volunteer that serves the community. It's sort of like Neighborhood Watch in the United States. That happened really by accident. After I had a stroke in 2016, I did a lot of walking to try to recover my walking ability. And one of my destinations was Starbucks on Lotus Lane. And there's a Liu Jie. She was head of the Xicheng Big Mothers. That's really just a brand name. There are men that also do this. And they asked me if I'd like to do that because there used to be a lot of foreign tourists and they wanted me to teach them some basic English. So I started doing that and I got a lot of enjoyment. Most of the time I was giving Chinese directions. And sometimes they would freak out. Oh, 你是老外? And volunteering gives me a certain happiness. I believe that I love to make people smile. Hutongs is a really older part of the city. Living here is really being part of history. And from my home, I can actually see the drum tower and the bell tower, which have been around for hundreds of years. I'm close to nature still. There are trees, there are birds singing, there are Siberian weasels, there are feral cats. I mean, it's really interesting to live in the middle of a major old city with like 20 to 30 million people, and yet to be close to nature at the same time. I love to see the change of the seasons. I do a lot of gardening. Just putting your fingers into the dirt has a certain therapeutic value. My interest in Chinese culture originally came when I was about 12 years old. I read the Tao Te Ching, translated in English, of course. And that led to an interest in Zen Buddhism, led to an interest in Tibetan Buddhism, and then more deeper studies of Taoism, Zhuangzi, and I even worked on the Huainanzi. So I have a very deep interest in Chinese philosophy, which has influenced how I live my life. I truly live a life of following the unfolding of events. In Chinese would say 顺其自然. I go with nature. So there's so many aspects of traditional Chinese culture that really has appealed to me. I used to joke that maybe in my past life I was Chinese, or probably a Chinese monk. So yeah, it's been a passion all my life. I'm 67 years old and I started being interested when I was 12 years old.